Well, hello, and welcome back to episode 2 of Elara's Podcast. I am so excited to be here with you guys again. We're going to chit chat about more things GLP-1. This is probably one of the most requested topics in my live streams, things that people want to know about, and that is what exactly are GLP-1s, how do they work, and what's the difference? And if you're on social media, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you've heard people talking about GLP-1s. Whether it's in a good way, about all the things they can do, the health benefits that GLP-1 medications have, or the dangers of them. Either way, I'm sure you've heard something about GLP-1s. Everything that you've heard, these medications are going to fall somewhere in the middle. There's risk with everything that you take, right? Any medication that you take, there's risk. Do those risks outweigh the benefits that you're going to get from the medication? You have to decide. Are the risks as common as what people talk about? We're going to cover that too. Today, we're going to talk about those medications, how they actually work, who they're meant for, what they do, what the benefits are, and we're going to debunk those myths that keep people from starting the journey that they deserve. Whether you're just starting your journey, you're curious about GLP-1s, or you've been on your journey for a while, this episode is for you. GLP-1 is something that your body already makes after you eat. It's natural. It's already occurring within your body. Its job is to tell your body that you're full, and it helps slow down how quickly the food leaves your stomach. It's also going to help your body with its blood sugar by helping your body release insulin when needed. For many people that have obesity, insulin resistance, PCOS, anything like that, those signals that the GLP-1 is helping, they don't typically work like they should. So the GLP-1 is going to mimic that natural hormone and help your body work the way that it's supposed to. It's going to have your body respond to food the way that it's supposed to. So instead of battling and going back and forth with fighting with yourself on food cravings and sugars and all of the things, this GLP-1 is going to give you a sense of more control. People finally can feel like they're in control of themselves. This isn't about eliminating hunger. It's not about starving yourself. This is about finding balance. So the question is, well, then who are these medications meant for, if not just diabetics, right? These are meant for people who struggle with weight loss. These are meant for people who are obese. These are meant for people who have hormone conditions like PCOS, or now known as PMOS, or people that have excess weight along with health issues like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which again has another acronym as well. Or if not that, high blood pressure, or just conditions like that, with your weight gain causing other conditions. And if you can get the weight gain under control, then typically you can get those other conditions under control too, and then cut back on your need for all these different medications as well. There's also people that have sleep apnea that need these medications. So Zepbound by Eli Lilly is actually approved for sleep apnea. What is Zepbound? Tirzepatide. So if you find that you might be pre-diabetic, this medication can be for you. And of course, we also have type 2 diabetics, right? So these are just some of the people that can benefit from a GLP-1. Obesity isn't just about willpower. It's a chronic, complex medical condition, and it is just that, it is a medical condition. It's influenced by genetics, metabolism, hormones, medications, stress, sleep, all kind of things. These medications treat the biology behind the disease of obesity. My favorite thing that I hear all the time about these medications is that it's cheating. And the reason that I say it's my favorite thing that I hear is because it opens up the door for me to educate and to help people understand that GLP-1s are not scary and they're not cheating, and it is a tool that can help so many people out there. If you can change the minds of these people that hold such a stigma against GLP-1s, then those people could change other people's minds as well. So it's like a ripple effect, right? I think that I need to do my due diligence in educating these people that just don't know the difference in GLP-1 medications and what they do. So that's why I live stream on TikTok and talk to people. I talk about it even in just my daily, like day-to-day life of things, and People ask, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, health and wellness. I talk to people about GLP-1 medications. And then that opens the door where a lot of people who maybe felt nervous or scared about GLP-1s, it gives me that chance to talk to them. So I guess what you could do is if somebody says to you, oh, GLP-1s are cheating. Okay, so somebody that has asthma, they're using an inhaler. Is that cheating for breathing? Are they cheating to breathe? Somebody that has to use blood pressure medication to keep their heart under control, are they cheating? Someone with depression that has to take medication, are they cheating? We wouldn't say those things to somebody else, right? So why do we say this to people that are obese? Why do we say this to people that are overweight? Obesity is recognized as a disease. So telling somebody that is using an evidence-based medication that is prescribed by their medical provider that they're cheating isn't fair. This is healthcare. I also hear people say, oh, you're never going to eat the same again. And that's untrue too. The goal around food on this medication is completely opposite from not eating the same. A lot of people are going to tell you they finally feel the sensation of feeling full, like they can actually stop themselves when having a meal. Instead of obsessing over food all day, thinking about it, that food noise that we hear all the time, people talking about that goes away on a GLP-1, instead of hearing that and suffering with that, it goes away. We still eat meals, we still eat the foods that we love, pasta, carbs, all the things. It's just, this is a tool, right? We're learning how to eat these things in portion sizes. We're learning more about self-control. So the difference is now on these medications, we have more control versus before when we might overindulge. The point of the medication is to build new habits. That's what we're doing. We're building new habits. There's also this misconception that you're going to lose all of your muscle. You absolutely can lose muscle with any weight loss. So not just on a GLP-1, anybody can lose muscle. The key is making sure that we are getting in enough protein. And I know it can be hard. I know it can, but believe me, I know it's hard. But it's so important that we get in enough protein, and we're also practicing some form of resistance training as well for my able-bodied people. Again, this goes back to building those healthier habits and lifestyle changes alongside the use of this medication. Another huge one that I love to debunk is people like to say, oh, everybody gets sick on these medications. Please. No, that's not true. So it's kind of like, I describe this as leaving a review, right? This is the analogy that I use, leaving a review. We're more inclined to leave a negative review about something that we've purchased before we're going to leave a good review, right? Because we're upset, we don't like it, we had a bad time, we're gonna go and leave a bad review so other people know, don't go purchase this product. It's the same thing with GLP-1s. We are more inclined to speak about the bad things that happen to us, so therefore we're going to hear about the bad things that happen to us rather than the good things. Yes, there are people out there that experience nausea. Yes, there are people that experience sulfur burps, heartburn, indigestion, constipation. All of these things are known and listed side effects. Everybody is at risk of experiencing these side effects. Some people are going to experience them a little bit more than others. Some people aren't going to experience them at all. But what I want you to know is with every side effect that there is a way to combat them. And if you have a provider that is good at what they do, they should be helping you in navigating these side effects, right? And how to get through them to make your journey a little bit easier. Now, we can get into the technicalities of the GLP-1s and the different ways that they function, but people are more likely to experience side effects on semaglutide than they are on tirzepatide. That's just science-based facts. Does that mean that everybody's going to have side effects on semaglutide? No, everybody's different. You won't know how you're going to react to these medications until you try them, right? We have to try them first. Do a week. If you find that, you're really sick, you don't like it, it's making you miserable, what I want you to do first is back up and regroup and figure out, well, what did I eat? What did I do? Did I eat enough? Did I drink water? Did I hydrate? Am I fueling my body? Make sure you're doing all these things too first before you throw in the towel. But then, if you do it, you decide, you do a whole month and you decide it's not for you, hey, at least you can say you tried. I just really want you guys to remember that your experience is not meant to look like everybody else's. This is your journey. You are only in competition with yourself. So something else is people always want to say, oh, you're going to gain it all back. And well, that's true with any form of weight loss. And it just frustrates me when people say it about GLP-1s, because you don't hear it whenever, I'm in the gym and I'm working out and lifting weights and running a mile or two a day. I don't hear it then, whenever I take a week off at the gym. I don't hear people say, oh, well, you're going to gain it all back if you don't go back to the gym. Why don't you say it about that? So again, the goal here is opposite. We don't want to gain it back. A GLP-1 is a tool. This is to help us reconstruct everything we thought we knew about our lives. Obesity is a chronic disease. Chronic, long-term, for life. We are locked in with obesity, unfortunately. Stopping treatment without another long-term plan, sure, you can gain it back. The same is true for any chronic condition, but that doesn't mean that the medication failed. It just means you didn't lock in. And obesity doesn't disappear just because you've lost weight. Some people are going to stay on this medication long term, meaning maybe for all of their life, and that's okay. I plan to be one of those people. So I have insulin resistance and PCOS or /PMOS. So I will be on this medication long term, and luckily with the telehealth company I'm with, Elara, we do offer a microdose program, which is a maintenance program for people that once they reach their goal weight, they have other options. So you don't have to be on the higher doses. They have something that's even lower than the lowest dose, and you can maintain on that. But there are people that want to come off, that their goal is not long term. But you need to make sure you're building those habits while you're on the medication. There are so many people out there that can successfully transition off the medication under guidance of their medical provider. This is a personal decision. It's something that only you can make for yourself. So what does starting the process look like? If you have health insurance, you can go through your PCP, and your PCP will typically determine from there what are the reasons that you might need a GLP-1 for. They're going to determine if you have health insurance coverage for it, if they need to write a prior authorization and send it off to your health insurance. They go through that whole process. They send it off to the pharmacy. You go pick it up and boom, you start. If your PCP is like mine, you're kind of probably going to be on your own. I mean, I was on my own with a lot of it as far as figuring out side effects and all of the things I had to do it on. My doctor didn't even send me in Zofran. Like, I didn't get nauseous. I didn't need it. But like, if I had the risk, I would have liked the Zofran. My doctor didn't even do that. So that's typically what it's going to look like with a PCP. If you want to go telehealth, you go through a questionnaire process. Now, every telehealth is different, of course, but with Elara, you get a pre-qualification quiz that you fill out. So it's a questionnaire. It's a very thorough one that's going to ask you about your medical history. It's going to ask you questions that are going to determine if you're eligible for a GLP-1. Once you complete this questionnaire, our medical providers will look over the questionnaire and they will determine if you're eligible for the GLP-1. Again, this is where a little bit of responsibility is going to fall on you. It's very important that you are honest on your questionnaire. Anything that you can think of, make sure you put it on your questionnaire. Your doctor needs to know. I had brain surgery last year. Is that relative to a GLP-1? Not really, but I still put it on there just in case. You never know. I'm not a doctor. So from there, if you're approved, you're going to get a notification that your prescription was sent off to the pharmacy. The pharmacy then is going to get a hold of your prescription. They're going to work on filling it. They're going to pack it up. They put it in a little cooler situation with some ice packs, and they're going to ship it to your door. With Elara, with us, your medication is going to come with everything you need. So you don't have to freak out or worry. You're going to get your alcohol prep pads, your syringes. You're going to get instructions, links to YouTube videos to watch if it's your first time doing a compound medication. You also get complete and total access to your doctor. So if you have any questions or anything like that, you can reach out to your doctor. Treatment does not stop after you start your injection. If you have questions, if you have worries, if you are concerned, we want you to reach out to your doctor. With Elara, ongoing care is a huge part of your experience. You're not just handed the medication and then left to figure it out on your own. No. Any concerns that you have, if you think that you might need to adjust your dose or anything like that, ask your doctor. We want you to. You're not bothersome. Message them. So when we are talking about lifestyle changes, building new habits, all the things that, we're doing using the tool of the GLP-1, we're talking about changing things like protein, water, walking, exercise. These are all things we're talking about changing, right? Now, a GLP-1 is a powerful tool. It is a powerful tool, but it is up to you to do your part too. The GLP-1 is going to do its part. You need to do your part. So we're going to work on building new habits. We're going to start with protein. Bestie. Everybody's protein intake is going to look different from day to day, right? Everybody's is different. My protein intake that I need every day is not going to be the same as yours. I really encourage you, if you have access to a dietitian, to meet with your dietitian, or if you can use a TDEE calculator, which we do have on the Elara website. You're going to scroll down to the bottom, go down to where it says tools. You're going to click on wellness calculator. From there, you're going to tap TDEE or macros, and you can get your personal macros from there. Put in all of your information. It's going to tell you how much you need in a day. Protein is going to help you recover faster. It is going to help preserve your muscle. It's also going to help you feel fuller longer. It's going to give you energy. It's going to keep your fatigue away. I recommend that you prioritize your protein in every meal. When you sit down to eat the protein first, worry about the rest after. Protein is also important for our hair. So we're talking about hair loss, right? That's a topic for another day. But with hair loss, protein, we want to keep our hair, we need to eat protein. Water. Water. I can't even express to you how important water is. Again, fatigue, right? We need to make sure that we are hydrating our bodies, because a hydrated cell is an energized cell. These medications can even reduce thirst, so it's so important that you're drinking the water before you feel like you're thirsty. When we feel dehydrated, it can just throw off everything, right? We're tired, brain fog, have no energy to do anything. We really need to make sure that we're drinking the water. So walking. Walking is one of the most important things you can do for cardiovascular health. Your cardiovascular health is so important. If you can't do anything else, like strength training, anything like that, walk. You don't have to have some crazy intense workout or anything like that. Just walk. If you have a walking pad at home, I really recommend getting on that. If it inclining is great. If you don't have a walking pad, go walk around your neighborhood, go to the park, go walk your dog. Not only does it help with cardiovascular health, but it also helps with blood sugar regulation and just your overall well-being. Now, if you can add in strength training, definitely do that. You don't need anything super fancy, no home gym, nothing like that. Girl, get you some resistance bands, maybe a couple of dumbbells, something like that, a kettlebell, just something like that to get you started. You don't have to do it every single day. A couple times a week is just fine. Building muscle is going to help with supporting your metabolism. It's going to improve your strength and maintain the progress that you've made so far on your journey. Strength training also is going to help with muscle retention, right? So everybody's worried about losing your muscle. It's going to help with muscle retention. Sleep is another big one. Girl, you need some rest, okay? Poor sleep is going to affect your hormones, recovery, stress, cravings. It's going to affect all of those things. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just how our bodies work, okay? Protecting your sleep is just as important as protecting your nutrition. Now, this is where I kind of want to get a little personal with you, okay? So managing our expectations. One of the biggest mindset shifts I want you to make is to understand that this is not a race. You are not in competition with anybody else but your present day self. Healthy weight does not happen fast. It does not happen overnight. I know it sounds great. Oh, I lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks. That sounds great, right? But we really need to slow down if we're losing that quickly. Some weeks you're going to lose, some weeks you're not going to lose. Some weeks you may lose a whole lot, the next week you may not lose that much. Progress is not measured in just pounds. Lower blood sugar, more energy, less joint pain, better labs. It's walking upstairs without feeling winded like we're losing our breath, or walking around the mall without feeling winded or losing our breath. playing with our kids and not needing to sit down or even having the energy to play with our kids. So those victories matter just as much as seeing that number go down on the scale. So if there's something that I want you to take away from today's episode is I want you to understand that GLP-1s are not magic. They're not shortcuts. They're not cheating. These are evidence-based medications that are helping people with chronic illnesses like obesity gain back control of their lives. If you've been thinking about GLP-1 medications or curious if it's something that might work for you, I really encourage you to reach out to a licensed medical provider, chat with them, see if this is something that you think would be a good fit for you. You deserve accurate information and compassionate care. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today for another Elara episode. If you found this episode useful, I really encourage you to like this video and send it out to somebody that could find some clarity in everything around GLP-1s, all the noise around GLP-1s. Maybe this can help center them and help them make that choice. Or maybe that was you. Maybe I helped you. And again, as usual, I want you guys to remember to show yourself the same grace that you would show somebody else. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next week.